let us begin.
Okay.
Yes, let's do this.
I suppose I've got to do an intro as well.
Got to do an intro, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Hello everyone and welcome to this very special episode of 20's. The astute among you may have noticed that I am not Aaron.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
It's very shocking, I know. We are experimenting here with our first attempt at an online session. We're going to see how it goes. And today we are going to be playing Beautiful Space Pirates in The Galaxy's Most Dangerous Funeral, which is a one-shot by the wonderful G.S. Howitt, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And we'll link to his website below. It's free. It's the same dude who made Honey Heist, Crash Pandas. You may be familiar with some of those. And basically, our three players here. You are beautiful space pirates, and you have received terrible and wonderful news. You are today attending the funeral of the great space pirate, Balthazar Germain, and he has written you into his will. You and your friends, who are also in his will, rub shoulders with the galaxy's most devil-may-care scoundrels, who all are also mentioned in the will, prepare for his spectacular send-off. So if we'll start with you, Hazel, if you want to introduce your character here.
Hello, I am Mixie Demure, and I'm a completely legitimate trader in exotic animals and pets, interplanetary, intersystem actually. But in harder times, I do dabble in the fur trade. So yeah, it saves on water and it saves on food costs as well. So that's my profession.
Wonderful, Mixie. Oscar.
I'm Simon Roberts. I'm actually a space pirate accountant. Funny thing, actually. Funny you mentioned that will. I actually helped write that will, so it's only fair that I'm in it.
Were you in it before you helped write it?
Oh, everything's totally above board. Trust me. But I'm self-employed, so I can still space pirate while I work. It's actually it's quite fantastic. Actually, I've been doing it for about 30 years now.
Oh boy. And Joe.
Sorry, Oscar's just completely set me off. Hello, my name is L'Oreal Fancyfoot. I am a vegan animal rights activist, and I am here to answer look at the will.
Ooh.
Wonderful. So you three are all on the same crew. And yes. And I waited until now to do this. We're going to roll off just a straight, let's say a D10 roll to see who the captain is.
Oh. Oh.
Definitely not me. Hey.
Hey.
Oscar.
Where the bloody hell is it?
Oscar's still searching through his dice.
I got it. Okay.
Hey, you're doing well for yourself, boss.
Yes, welcome aboard my business voyager.
Business partners.
We're forming a bit of a partnership. Business.
At some point, you can choose a name for your ship.
Oh.
Okay.
Which Oscar gets to name because he's the captain.
Yep.
Of course, I already know the name. I've had it for years. I just won't disclose that information just yet.
So, the three of you are the last to arrive at this funeral. docking at the great and famous space station, the obelisk of Uvu, which is owned by Uvu the Resplendently Glistening. That's all anybody knows about Uvu.
Of Uvu?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you make your way, you're familiar with the space station, you've been here before. One of the places that you used to meet, what's his name? Balthazar Germain, who everybody knows.
Balti.
Yes, and you've made your way through and into the sort of space chapel where people worship their space gods. And in a glass casket laid out at the front is Balthazar Germain himself, his sort of resplendently curled moustache, nice and waxed and still visible through the glass coffin. It's bright ginger, because why not? And he's in sort of very resplendent, looks like a big military coat, bright red, probably leather, not pleather. He was a rich man.
No, it was leather. We're only quality goods, obviously.
Did you sell it to him?
Definitely.
Of course.
Of course.
No animal skins or anything like that. It's all faux leather and everything like that, yes.
No, it's absolutely leather. Only quality goods.
Bastard! Bastard! Well.
And the room is already full of other crews, most of whom you recognise. You've either traded goods with them or traded blows with them, sometimes even traded favours of intimate natures with them. There's probably a plethora of old lovers and old enemies in this room.
Old business partners.
Yeah, business partners as well. Legitimate and illegitimate.
Of course.
I mean, legitimate for you, Sam, of course. And they're all here for Balthazar. And at the front, you can see two butlers stood by the coffin on either side. You know these to be Balthazar's identical twin butlers, Effin and Jeffin.
Bastard.
They were in sort of space butler attire. It's basically butler attire, but a bit shiny.
Please describe this space butler attire.
Yeah, there's nothing whatsoever that tells them apart. They're entirely identical men, sort of tannish skin, blonde hair, that sort of falls to not quite shoulder length. They're not quite as neat as you'd expect a normal butler because they are space butlers. And also sat right at the front, you can see the vibrant, bushy, curly red hair of Balthazar's stepson, who everyone knows and everyone hates, whose name is Coxtopher Gibless.
Of course.
How do you spell it?
However you want.
Okay.
Okay, I think the first four letters are capitals. The accent.
And as the three of you file in, one of the butlers might be Effin, might be Jeffin. You don't know. Sort of looks at you and goes,
Well, it depends. What do they say?
well, it's lovely to see you all here at last. Welcome, welcome. Do come in. And please be seated. Right.
I just put my head up and I just I walk so smoothly I just almost slide.
Cool.
Other than
Are you taking seats?
Yes.
yeah, other than
Absolutely.
the stepson, though, is there anyone else around who I might have had dealings with, sold animals to in the past? Anyone I recognise?
Make a handsome roll just to see if there is.
4.
Yes,
Okay.
there is. Who is there?
Time for random name generation.
All three of you, one of the first things you notice is that a mysterious figure from all of your pasts, Sinistra Deathwine, is sat near the front row. You can tell it's her because of her enormous rakish red hat with a huge feather in it that she's got on. The rest of her is covered in sort of black and red leather. Her face is veiled, but all of you know that she's a sort of an attractive woman in her mid to late 40s, sort of a bit of a vampiric look, pale skin, dark hair.
Bit of a sinister look.
A little sinister, you might say. Who else have you also sold fair to?
Not fair, animals.
Animals.
He looks very professional.
You have also sold animals to the crew of the Star Swan under Captain Marietta Gale.
We sold animals? I was not aware of that.
It should be. I've had swans in the cargo bay for about 3 weeks now. Nightmare. They ate the peacock. I was going to sell that for a good price. I'm endangered.
Most of the other crews haven't bothered to look around to you. They're a lot more interested in Balthazar and the will.
Okay.
How far back are we sitting? Like,
you are at the back.
Oh, no.
You are right at the back. You're the last people in.
Fuck.
And as you sit down, one of the butlers, you don't know which one it is, goes, "Well, you are gathered here today for the funeral of the great Balthazar Germain. May he rest in peace. Brutally murdered by the dread warlord Zen, cut down before his prime." And
it's very ironic behaviour on account of his name. I just lean over to the others.
This will stipulates that his great wealth will be mostly delivered to whoever can kill the dread warlord Zen. Also, and at this point you see Coxtopher Giblis sort of holding his arms. He's about 16. He's a proper spoiled little douche. And the other butler goes, Now, young Master Giblis, fear not, you shall not be made destitute, for defeating Zen is only one part of the conditions of this will. The other stipulation is that they must find a suitable spouse for you who is wealthy enough to keep you in the manner to which you have become accustomed.
That's going to be impossible. Who'd marry it? That?
A slug or just the slimy behind would be...
I mean, I bet he'd go for something slimy.
There is a fair amount of wealth in this room amongst the various crews, and out upon the space station, you know, there are other people of sort of noble birth and bearing. It's a crossroads of places. Every crossroads is a crossroads of places. It's a crossroads of people and classes and aliens and utter bullshit. Let's see. Out of the corner of your eye, all three of you, because you're on the back row, notice that the other occupant of the back row has sort of got up and is casually making their way out of the room.
Seems like we've got our work cut out for us.
Let's all make daring rolls to see if you recognise who this person is. 4.
4.
Wait.
5.
Hang on, I just need to figure out. Yeah. 5.
Okay.
We're doing great.
Yeah.
You are not personally familiar with this person, but as they sort of swish out the door and leave the door closed behind them, you do all see underneath the cloak some very resplendent gold boots, which you know are in fact one of the trademarks of the Dread Warlord Zen.
Should we sneak out as well?
Well, that was easy.
We haven't killed him yet.
Let's go.
Yes. Ladies first, after you.
Thank you. So can we just all? Are we all sneaking out, Captain?
I think so. Yes, I think we should do it. We should address this before we get back to the ship, because of course, what was mentioned in the will was that we should probably kill him.
All the others will be after him too.
So the best course of action might be to
Let's get ahead of
go kill him.
Keep losing the voice. It just keeps throwing me. It's great.
The sadness of the situation has just got to me. I need a breath of fresh air.
Let's go and kill him. Let's go rip those stupid tax-deductible boots off him.
Well done.
Okay, so are you attempting to sneak out after Zen?
Yes.
I stand up and I go, right, off me off. And I dust my suit. And then I very awkwardly turn a perfect right angle and walk off down the aisle.
I stand up with it. Yeah, yes, we must be off.
I stand up to him. I'm sorry, it's too sad. We just need a breath of fresh air. We're just
gonna sneak out of here. Thank you.
I'm going to say everyone make handsome rolls to see how persuasive you are.
Oh, no.
Hazel, what is with our rolls?
I got 5.
So if it had just been Simon, it might have been quite convincing and enough to not draw attention. But when his entire crew stands up after him, doing very dramatic performances, it does raise a few questions. And rising up from one of the pews is a rather sort of frazzled-looking woman in a tight purple space corset. She's fairly voluptuous. Sort of darkish skin, big frazzly hair, and you would know that this is Captain Madison Edge of the Curvy Dick. She goes, "What? Where the fuck do you think you're going? Got business to attend to, do you?"
You know damn well that I have exactly that to do.
That's all you ever do, ain't it, Simon? Pushing your little books around, fiddling with your numbers.
You try evading tax next time without me.
What? I don't. I've never invaded no tax in my life. And the attention is sort of drifting onto her now from the more legitimate.
I pull up my briefcase and start opening it. Would you like me to continue opening this briefcase?
No, I don't.
I'll do it. And I just start opening them.
We don't see no numbers. We don't see no numbers. They're all very confusing, aren't they?
Captain, not the briefcase.
Flick, flick. Well,
she says she sort of and turns around, trying to ignore you, and starts talking to her crew.
As she starts talking, I leave and trying to drag the others. trying to, as she's looking away, get everyone out.
Yeah, without much further ado, you all manage to sort of sneak out of the space chapel, leaving everybody else muttering.
Walking off backwards like, it's all very boring stuff.
I was here for the party.
Also quite emotional right now.
Right.
Make sure to follow Horizon Accounting on LinkedIn.
You see one of the space pirates. You see one of the space pirates get out their space phone and open their space LinkedIn app.
I can't get over it. It's just the space stuff.
Yeah, you're in space.
And the subsidiary company. How exotic. Yes, we've got it.
You just hear one female space pirate going, "Oh, I like their shoes." Okay,
Right.
you exit the space chapel, and
is there any way to shut the door?
You can try.
Any way to block the door behind us?
Let's make a vicious roll.
Ooh, what? Oh dear.
Also, I've just realised I have not explained the rules of this at all.
Are we all making a vicious roll?
To the audience whatsoever.
Do we all make a vicious roll?
If Mixie's attempting to block the door, then I'll say no, just her.
Okay.
Quick update on how the rules for this work, audience. Yeah. There are 3 stats, which are daring, handsome, and vicious. You have a D6, a D8, and a D10 that you assign to whichever one you want in the order that you want to be best at. And whenever you want to do something, I arbitrarily decide what stat it's going to be, and you roll the relevant thing and beat whatever number I've got in my head for how difficult it is. If you attempt a risky action, and you fail, you can add to your peril score, which I also completely forgot about. So I'm going to say, Mixie and L'Oreal, for your 1 on that deception, you gain a peril. So now that this mechanic's in, if you ever roll a dice and it shows equal to or less than your peril score, you are in danger and you cannot do anything. And your friends have to rescue you, or you'll meet a terrible demise.
I try to shove a sideboard in front of the door, and it sort of bumps me over, and I get my foot caught under it because I rolled a 1.
You rolled another 1.
Rolled another.
You are in peril again, and you are in danger.
Save her.
Yeah, Mixie attempts to drag a large sideboard over, and it begins to topple. And is about to fall down and crush her to death.
Help!
Can I try? I'd like to throw my briefcase up like that way underneath it.
Can I just go and try and stop it from falling?
I will say,
oh God!
Simon, make a vicious roll because this is
that's what I'm good at.
Fighty. And L'Oreal, make a daring roll.
Oh no! I got a 1.
Help me, L'Oreal!
You're 6.
Okay. So as the thing is beginning to fall down on you, Mixie, L'Oreal gets in there super quick, catches it, saves it, and with between the 2 of you, you're able to lower it safely to the floor. Simon,
it's all that kale.
You hurl your briefcase, and it bounces off the sideboard right back at you and smacks you in the forehead. So you gain a peril because you are now concussed.
How did that happen?
Oh,
it's a space briefcase. They bounce more.
Excuse me, I've got a meeting, and I walk back into the room.
No, can we grab
in a daze.
The sideboard has been lowered in front of the door, so
okay.
It is blocked with L'Oreal's 6.
I try the door. And it must be locked. I think I missed it.
And there's a the final and only other rule for this is that if at any point you're in danger, you can lose one of your touchstones, which is a thing that everybody rolled for special people and objects that have meaning to them in the world. You can lose one of these objects or people to get out of the danger and reset your peril to 0, and there will be a tearful farewell scene as they die or leave forever.
That's pretty cutthroat.
Pirates, darling.
So you're all
pirate's life for me.
So we've got L'Oreal and Simon on 1 peril already, and Mixie on 2 already.
Yes.
Wow.
Ow.
How is that me, of all people, I'm not suffering from dice rolls?
It's not D20s.
Yeah.
Mixing it up.
This is your game to shine.
This is my redemption story.
Right. So you've safely barricaded the door for a little while. You are out in a large circular common area where there's it's like a service station. Yeah, there's like a Space Nando's over on the right. They serve space chicken, Joe.
I don't know why it's tickling me.
Space chicken.
The peri peri isn't space though.
No, they have to import it.
It's just normal peri peri.
It's called Earth peri peri because there are other
onwards.
planets available.
So you came out here looking for Zen.
Can we see any golden boots flashing in the crowd?
Can I just see Zen?
Can I just be Zen?
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for ship noises. He might have got on a ship.
Let's make daring rolls, which I'm just going to use as a perception check, basically.
Ah!
Hey!
Yeah!
3.
So well. Haven't rolled
Nice.
above a 6.
Simon, you're still distracted by your concussion. But L'Oreal and Mixie, you do both see pushing through the crowd, the gold boots occasionally flashing. And you got the 5, didn't you, L'Oreal?
Yeah.
You notice that there is more than 1 pair of gold boots, but one set is fancier than all the rest, and they're all heading in the same direction.
Lady, gent, there is multiple people wearing boots. Do not get distracted, but look for the fancier ones. Fanciest. How are they fancier? Are they just shinier?
Are they fur-lined?
They're
They're
taller. They've got engraved. I don't want to say filigree because I think that's a architectural term, but patterning all up and down them with tassels and spurs.
Okay.
Ooh, those are wonderful. Let's go kill him in person, and I'll take those boots.
Captain.
Just
Captain,
leading.
this.
Excuse me, I'm full.
No, Captain Zen.
L'Oreal, the captain's a bit confused. Should we just take him with us? Go after them?
Yeah.
To do what? Talk him to death?
I don't know. The captain seems very good at that lately.
We could get a tiger. Set the tiger on.
We are not getting a tiger. We've discussed this before, and we'll discuss it later again.
I'm not going to kill the tiger this time.
They are beautiful creatures that deserve to live in the wild. They have their own rights.
There's actually a heavy licensing procedure before you can have tigers.
See, he's fine. He's clear enough to think of that.
There is. You do know that on what do I call this freaking space station?
Space
station in space.
On the obelisk of Uvu, there is a notorious tiger trader called Space Joe Exotic.
We've been trading partners in the past. We could go and
Joe Galactic.
Yeah, your old buddy Joe Galactic sells tigers on this space station.
Have I had run-ins with them before? My extreme activities as a animal rights activist.
Yeah, I'll say you both. Mixie's bought tigers from him before, and L'Oreal has freed tigers from him.
Everybody write that down. That's canon.
I've licensed all of his tigers.
Yes, it cost us a lot of money, the captain said, when you freed some of them. I had to shoot one. It ruined the pelt.
He's actually lying. It doesn't cost that much. It doesn't cost as much as you think having a tiger released.
Mix, we will have words later. We really need to discuss your attitude towards animals.
Once you have a license for 10 tigers, the other 90 are actually free.
There you go. So we could get a license for 10 tigers and set 90 tigers on him. That's bound to kill him, just saying. Tigers are very strong.
They don't always do what you want.
They do not have to be forced to fight. They can run free in space.
They're not space tigers, L'Oreal.
Where's Zen gone by now?
Yeah, in the time it's taken you to argue about space Zen has vanished, and there is now a heavy from the door behind you as the remaining are trying to get out.
Just grab the captain and go. Come on.
Let's get on the ship. Come on, guys.
To the ship
as you're running with me, you see a large blue ship with what looks like a billboard on the side of it. And it just says SS Horizon Accounting Solutions.
Yeah, you just see it docked out of the window as you.
It's got a sort of a Windows Vista background billboard on it with that written over it.
It's actually docked next to the Curvy Dick, which is a very ramshackle looking sort of space Hulk that looks like it's had iron panels cobbled onto the side of it to keep it going.
Do we know of any ships' names or any descriptions of any of Zen's ships or anything like that? Just in case if we're heading towards.
Make a daring roll.
Daring.
Hey, what? The dick's seen better days, hasn't it? It's right out of shape.
Yes, they haven't been doing very well.
I got a 2.
No, you're not familiar enough with Zen to know.
Oh, shall I do a roll as well for that?
Yes.
I'm too busy looking at the dick, apparently.
Hey.
The architecture is just fabulous.
You are also not familiar enough with Zen to know.
Are there any ships leaving that seem warlordy?
as you climb onto the ship.
There are no ships currently leaving. Although, L'Oreal, you do see waiting patiently, just with a crowd admiring it, your crystal horse. How the fuck did you cut out for this?
My crystal horse, is it?
Oh no, it's your. Yes, it is. Sorry, Simon, your crystal horse.
Oh, I was looking at all my stuff. I was like,
no crystal horse for you, L'Oreal. The captain's crystal horse, which you left stood near the ship dock entrance.
Yeah,
gorgeous beast.
Yes, named him after my son, actually.
Oh, what's your son called?
Galarian Prime the 5th.
Figures.
And in fact,
Roberts.
is that what you call the horse? Galarian Prime the 5th.
Galarian Prime the 5th, Roberts.
So Galarian Prime the 5th, Roberts, is talking to someone familiar to all of you, but mostly to you, Mixie. Clarabelle 003.
Okay.
Is a time-traveling cop who is also your on-again, off-again paramour.
Please, did you say cop?
Please tell me it's Kung Fury.
I like nudge the captain and be like, hide anything you have.
Does that include Galarian?
No.
Clarabelle's got a bit of a RoboCop looking vibe to her, with sort of like blonde dreadlocks coming out from underneath the helmet, and she's got like a visor down, and she's talking to what's his face, the Fifth Roberts, Galarian the Fifth Roberts, who is indeed a horse made entirely of crystal who can talk.
God.
Clarabelle, how was 1 and 2?
They are dead.
Oh, lovely.
Their time ran out.
God.
Well, we've just been here for a funeral, so we're heading off now.
I'll just get this out of your way. I'll just get a Galarian and start leading him onto the ship.
Oh, hello, Master.
Hello.
It's so delightful to see you again. I was wondering how long it would take at the funeral. Was it nice?
Yes, it was what we just have to. We've got to get going. It's just a little bit time sensitive at the moment, so just got to get you up on the ship.
Sensitive, you say?
Do you really need to cock it twice?
You are wasting.
I have a question. How many times I cock?
Coming up.
I never have, Clarabelle.
It's true
If
enough.
you can get him to do it like 3 more times, they'll be out of our mind.
So Simon, you're trying to lead Galarian back onto your ship.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Ariel?
Sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm trying. Whilst all this magic is happening, can I look to see if there are any fancy boots?
You can make another.
We've got to go on. Oh, highest roll of the day so far, 7.
You do not see any fancy boots immediately, but you do notice that on Clarabelle's sort of wrist hollow projector thing that she now has is an image of a man in gold boots.
I say, may I have a look at that image of a man in gold boots on your wrist? What without the shotgun, don't a shotgun.
He's gonna do it.
No, don't do it. Don't.
Why?
You already wasted 2.
No, why do you want to look?
We are looking for said man.
You are looking for Zen?
Yeah.
Why?
Purely respectful trade interests, of course.
You wish to trade with a criminal?
It's a criminal. Oh.
But have I walked away by this point?
Yes.
Okay.
And Galarian's like, are you going to have any nice crystal hay for me?
Oh, you know I always have crystal hay for you.
That's why you're the best master I've ever had.
I'm literally the only master.
For now.
Oh, we didn't know he was a criminal, did we, Loria?
His name is the Dread Warlord Zen.
Oh, that could just be advertising.
Is it now? I just
For
know
crime?
him as Zen or Zenny.
It's Zen. What is your business with Zen?
Purely police assistance, of course.
Of course.
You have no, and she looks at you, Mixie, interpersonal business with him?
Absolutely not. I'd never do that.
Am I now on my ship?
You are on your ship.
I'm going to start the ship, and as I start the ship, it goes, a massive speaker goes, "Welcome to Horizon Accounting Solutions."
Oh, would you hear that? Our ship's about to go. Always a pleasure, Clarabelle. We'll have to catch up one day. Yes, not now.
Welcome to Horizon.
If I find Zen, I will tell him that you said hello.
Do that.
Oh my God, what's happening to my voice?
Save money with Horizon accounting.
She taps her wrist and just like disappears in a flash of time energy.
I hate it when she does that. It's really annoying. Always the wrong times.
Do you meet often?
On and off.
Time.
She time travels, you see, so she's sometimes somewhere and she's sometimes here now. The ship?
There's the steam.
I'm on board.
The captain's calling. We head onto the ship.
Galarian feels the ship start up and goes, "Oh, I don't like this part. It always makes me feel unstable."
To be honest, I'm surprised it took us.
The ship's like, I've programmed it so that I don't have to bother laughing. If anyone ever makes a joke, the ship reacts first.
It's got the processing power for it.
Okay, so the other two of you have got onto the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Horizon Accounting Solutions is now departed.
What do you wish to do on the ship? Because I will say, you don't know that Zen was going for a ship.
Yeah.
Or go to the sensors and I'll look on the sensors and turn them on and see if any ships are leaving.
My internet connection is unstable.
What?
Like the horse!
What doodads do I have in the ship?
Yeah.
What doodads do you want to have in the ship?
I want to have the most marketing and tax-based gadgets and as few practical explorative things as possible.
Then that's what you have. I'll say you have a highly advanced telemarketing system as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Why don't we put out an advert for some new fancy gold, fur-lined gold boots?
Treasure hunt. How about a treasure hunt for gold boots?
Yes.
A treasure hunt. And then Zen can come and find us.
That's very smart.
We could have people look for him for us. Do the treasure hunt.
Clarabelle's already looking for him.
It's time for an advertising campaign montage.
Yes. Do your previous gold boots chafe? Are they not filigreed enough? Do your ankles get cold in winter? Space winter.
Who wants to be the face of this advertising campaign? Who wants to be the brain? And who wants to be the tech?
If you ask me, I'm a trusted face in the piracy world. I'm someone that people recognise.
I'll be the tech.
Perhaps I shall stand there with my arms folded in my suit.
Oh, very good, Captain.
With a very stern look, like, I know what you want.
Yes, Captain.
A man of authority.
I know what you need.
Boots.
Okay, so...
What was the third option?
Brains.
Brains, tech,
and the director, basically.
Okay.
Tech.
Okay. You head into Simon Roberts's space studio on his ship, where Simon, you put on a little matte powder to stop the shine. Pop in front of your space green screen.
Of course.
And the tech is up. The tech is up to you, L'Oreal, and Mixie. You are ready to direct.
All right. Okay, so
I'm gonna say, make handsome rolls, Mixie and L'Oreal.
Oh dear.
Do I need to make a very literal handsome roll for the shoot?
Yes.
this is what I am born to do.
Now you do.
Nice.
Advertise fur-lined goods.
6.
I got a 4.
Okay.
Average, as usual.
The brains!
Okay.
We're fucked.
Yeah. So What do you want to say in your ad campaign?
We'll definitely go for something better than my last one, which was Simple Simon Solutions. So
we could
maybe
go for
sophisticated Simon Solutions.
And better than your last boots, or better than the boots you have now. And we could take, I know, if we're advertising them as fur, because space is cold. Space is cold, we all know this. And space winter is the coldest of them all. So we'll have to have like fur-lined boots. And I could bring some of the animals up and we'll have them sat around. And then we'll be like, do you want this fur? Well, you can have it on your boots. And we'll throw in the gerbil free.
Yes.
Everyone likes gerbils.
What about got boots?
Got boots? Well, get some that are better.
They're just better.
They are just better.
Or
should we
boots,
have...
They're just better.
L'Oreal, you know, like computers and wires and things. Could we have a hologram of some boots that looks good enough to be like, oh, look at these boots, they're real.
What if we piss him off?
Boots.
What if we put official Zen sponsored boots, and he comes to us with a complaint?
If he knows he's being looked for, I don't think he'd come to people.
Well, I handle the copyright, so he's got to come to me and handle it himself, because I'm not going to do it for him because I already did the copyright.
Why don't we say they're sponsored by Zen, and then we put out a broadband notice thing, L'Oreal, to him that says that we're giving him a free pair of our new boots.
Yes.
And maybe because he's an evil pirate warlord, space pirate warlord, then maybe we can say if he kicks someone with the boots, then they space die.
Yes. They space die.
Exactly. I mean, I'm just throwing things out there, but I honestly do think I'm right, so let's do that.
And with that fantastic slogan, the montage continues, and you eventually come up with a top-notch ad campaign that is unique and interesting, captivating the current zeitgeist, expertly directed by Mixie.
Fear-mongering.
It's adequately presented by Simon. He does a good job. He's a familiar face. He's confident in front of the cameras. He's a little wooden sometimes, but it's not too bad.
That's just Simon for you.
Stoic.
And as the button is pressed to broadcast this new advertising campaign out across the obelisk of Uvu, L'Oreal realizes but doesn't tell anyone that he forgot to flip to HD recording, so it's all being broadcast in 480p.
Oh, no.
That's disgusting.
No, that is awful.
We can't be broadcasting in SD. That's just space definition. That isn't good.
Oh.
Bollocks.
And for that,
Why didn't you switch it to hyper definition?
I thought I did. I don't know what
You all
happened.
gain a peril for that.
Patching.
Good.
We all
Now I'm dead.
Well, we can send out a follow-up advert just to where is he anyway? Has anyone been looking for him?
About 30 seconds after the ad is broadcast, the space phone begins to ring.
That'll be the space phone. I'll go and answer the space phone. Space phone.
It's got a really old ringtone though, because Simon Roberts is clearly a connoisseur of Earth stuff.
There's a terrafile.
We're not in space right now, so it's just. Hello?
Why have you advertised boots from me? I take issue with this. This is Zen.
That's convenient. It's for you, and I look at you, Hazel.
Oh. Hello, New and Improved Space Boots Incorporated.
You cannot improve upon my boots. I did not give permission. They're my design.
Oh, sir, I know, and they're incredible. But don't you feel like just a little bit of fur around the top? You know what? We're actually willing to send you some of these amazing boots for absolutely free. You can't turn down a space deal like that now.
Who you say?
Absolutely,
That is
sir.
interesting.
Make a handsome roll.
I shall. Oh, fuck, 2.
What's your peril? Your peril is 2 as well.
My peril is 3.
It's 3.
Does it electrocute me or something?
Well,
I do
Damn it,
not agree to
L'Oreal.
your terms.
and through the space phone comes, yes, an electric voice wave shock from the Dread Warlord Zen straight into your brain, and you find yourself on the floor, twitching and convulsing and about to die, and out of the phone you hear,
I'll be coming for the rest of you next.
so Mixie dying.
Oh, Mixie.
The space phone's not supposed to do that. I grab it and put it back on. I'm sorry, Mixie.
Galarian goes, I don't know if you have your priorities straight, sir.
Let's put her on a sofa. Do I have a sofa?
Yes, you have a sofa.
It's your business.
Okay.
You
I'll
have
put you on
a
sofa.
you have a sort of black leather couch in front of a
On the
desk.
couch.
Oh, okay. Do I have any other sofas?
No.
Let's just rest her on the couch over there.
Mixie is about to swallow her tongue, and remember, Mixie, you can lose some of your touchstones.
I think I'm going to have to.
Well, put her in the recovery position.
I thought that the season would pass. I don't know what's going on.
I'll
put her in
sacrifice the
I put her in the
hat.
recovery position so she doesn't choke on her tongue or whatever.
I'll sacrifice the hat that was so beautiful. It used to be the
you
rule of
managed to roll her into a recovery position, and you see on the floor, on its stand where you left it the last time you filmed something with it, is your favourite hat, one of your touchstones. A hat so beautiful that for a time it was the de facto ruler of the moon. This is a hat to make people weep. And it's odd because a lot of the beauty comes from the wearing of it. In real life, kind of just looks like a gnome's hat. but when you put it on, oof, I don't know, there's just something about it. You just feel amazing. You feel so good. And as you look at the hat, it psychically whispers to you, as it often does in your dreams, Mixie. And it says,
Please let me be free again. The moon beckons me. I've had a wonderful time with you, but now I must go. I run over to my hat.
Where did that come from?
you can't hear it, it's psychic.
Sorry, I spring off the sofa and run over to the hat, and I'm just like, where are you? Where? Talk to me again, hat. And I try to put the hat on and turn around like, do I look more beautiful than ever?
That's a really nice hat. Where did you get it from?
A lot more
it's
beautiful.
really nice. Oh no! It used to make me even more beautiful.
It's nice.
Yeah, you feel
Should we roll like a con scene?
You feel
that?
comforted and warmed, but you do look like you're wearing a sort of Christmas gnome hat.
Do we need a sort of wisdom save for bestowing our eyes upon the hat?
You're giving the hat up to reset your peril to 0 and get yourself out of danger. It just as it sits upon your head, it just says,
I'll always remember the good times we had, but it's time for me to go.
I must quit while I'm ahead.
Who are you space talking to?
And it vanishes in a cloud of dust.
I just made a terrible pun and went away, and it was only nice in the end.
What did it say?
It said it was ahead, and it was going to quit. Then it vanished in dust. Now the dust is in my hand.
It's quite a good one, to be fair.
You know what? It won't be missed for me.
It was a special hat.
You know what?
Your peril is back to 0.
Pixie, you know what? The magic of the hat was inside you all along.
Fucking wasn't. I paid 3 Tellurian slug beasts for that hat. They came all the way from Fothwa.
It's just one hat. There's many ways to skin a hat.
But it used to rule the moon.
I don't.
That's very strange.
I don't mean to alarm you, sir, but there's a warlord outside.
Goodness, the advert worked.
Yes, the boots.
Ooh.
Oh no, the boots.
Who says his name?
I get on the tannoid and I'm like, do come in.
The door's open.
Welcome to the SS Horizon Accounting. Shit.
And in walks the dread warlord Zen in his golden boots. This is the first time any of you are really seeing him in person. And he looks like his entire skin is gold as well. Like, he looks like a golden statue just walking. And flanking him also...
Wow, it's almost as if he's wearing boots made of flesh.
Flanking him also in gold boots is a sort of a dark-skinned man with no hair at all who looks very sort of large and severe, and a much smaller woman with sort of brunettish hair who looks very sort of fast and wiry. And they're both festooned with all sorts of weapons. The Dread Warlord Zen himself doesn't appear to have any weapons at all.
That's good.
And you also... No, none of you were near the door, so you didn't see
have
anything
any
else.
weapons?
Yeah, what do we...
Do we have any objects of violence?
I don't think I ever checked my belt.
Yeah, check your belt. What have you got?
Also, I don't think we want to face what we looked like.
You basically got whatever you want.
This is also true. I don't look like anything.
Yeah, I'm just a blank slug of a man.
I have a space bolt gun.
I'm just gonna describe from
And
head
a
to toe.
slightly angered ferret.
Is that what's around your neck?
Yes.
Is it
So-
dead?
They've gone through a few thousand years of evolution and breeding since old Terran ferrets.
So Simon has he's balding. He's got your classic white, like 70-year-old balding hair. He's got perfectly round glasses.
Mathematically perfect.
Like someone who just stares at diamonds through magnifying glasses. Like, he's got the roundest glasses ever. And he has a full tartan suit and a yellow shirt.
He definitely has just black, shiny leather patent shoes, though, right?
Yeah.
That's all accountants do.
He doesn't have space weaponry. He has a revolver.
It's so much worse than I imagined.
It's a revolver, but the barrel is twice as long as your average revolver. So it's very accurate. Or it's supposed to be very accurate.
I don't know. It was like 100 years ago.
Joe's off doing something else.
I don't know what kind of... I guess he's got a few belongings. I'm not sure, but we'll... Yeah, generally he's he's not a adventurer-looking guy.
No.
No.
What
Well,
is Joe doing?
Mixie also isn't very adventurous looking, including the fact that she's in heels, so she definitely isn't running anywhere, if that's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Good job we're in a space war.
Sorry,
Okay.
I went a bit T-pose for a second there. What have I missed?
I don't know.
We were just describing our characters and what weapons or items we might have upon our person.
What does Mixie look like? I got enough from the tartan suit.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine then.
And what do you think Mixie looks like, darling? She's a businesswoman. Like, elegant, everything's flattering. She has her beloved ferret, Balti, on her shoulder.
I'm surprised her last name isn't Mitosis.
Of course not. I'd never associate with such a low-born family.
Well, you stand in front of the dread warlord Zen in all his golden glory. He says,
"Which one of you promised me boots?"
I'm going to whisper.
And he looks at you, Simon, since you were the face of the advertising campaign.
Oh, this was the plan, wasn't it?
And he goes,
it went well, and now it seems like it's not gone well, even though it went perfectly.
What's the plan?
he goes,
"My boots are officially licensed. You did not take out any sort of patent or copyright."
Yes, you are. Yes, you are correct. However, and I turn around and start whispering to the others. How? This is very illegal. There was no smart. There's no smart. I didn't do any. There's no loopholes. This is just illegal. Do we just kill him now? Nothing smart about this.
I can hear you whispering.
And you see the room begins to fill with a golden glow.
Sen, what is your position on wearing animal skins and stuff for clothing?
I prefer human skins.
Well, we can absolutely provide that.
We can do that for you.
Can I grab from my extreme days of my protesting fur companies? Can I grab a Molotov cocktail?
Yes, you can.
Burning everything to ground.
Not on my ship.
Are you chucking a Molotov cocktail?
Yes. Yes.
In space.
Roll
in space.
Vicious.
Okay.
This escalated quickly.
I start seeing red.
Now you see what can protect you from fire. It's some really good quality leather.
What was that?
5.
We could have
5.
We could have talked our way out of this.
You throw the Molotov cocktail, and Zen, like a golden orb, sort of surrounds him, and it bounces off the golden orb and smashes straight into the head of the man next to him. He begins to scream and flail, and Zen goes,
"Fuck, I liked him."
And from his hands, he blasts golden light at you.
It was going to happen.
I'm going to say roll daring to see if you...
Me?
Actually, no, roll vicious to see if you can do it.
Okay. I don't know, maybe he appreciated the gusto.
I don't think anyone appreciates Molotovs.
You just about managed to dive out of the way. It like singes the side of your head.
I try and catch it.
Cool battle scars.
It's a beam of. It's like a beam of golden light.
I'm sorry.
He said it.
I cut my brain when it was Molotov cocktail. I cut the few sentences out. I can't catch it.
You just managed to dive aside. It like sort of grazes the side of your head. It does smash into the space phone though, which just melts into like a puddle of molten slag.
It's the backbone of any good business.
I feel like I've made a critical error.
And now it's gone.
Oh, very impressive, sir. Very impressive. What a wonderful display of skills. I love the light.
It worked every other time.
You will do it.
The woman next to him pulls out a space machine gun and aims it at you. Aims it at you, L'Oreal, and is gonna. fire a stream of heavy bullets at you. Make another vicious roll there.
Why is it always vicious?
What?
Oh dear.
And my peril too.
Yeah, this time the bullets like catch you straight across the gut.
Ooh, nasty way to go.
L'Oreal straight down. L'Oreal is slowly dying.
Bitch.
Peril! Peril! I'm in
He
peril.
did.
Oh, so much peril. Oh,
Right.
Oh, the peril.
I can see that obviously my associate's not been too kind to you folks.
The man is still screaming. "Ah!" as his head melts.
Would like to scream louder?
You've now tagged me back. That's fine. We've got one casualty on both sides. I'm slowly walking backwards towards the front to the pilot seat.
There will be no survivors.
I can
And he blasts a beam of golden light at you, Simon.
Oh, okay.
Make a vicious roll.
Well, that's convenient. I have
whilst this guy's destroying the other two, can I please determine exactly what he wants right now?
5.
Yes, you can. A 5. You duck out of the way. Do you say you're heading towards the controls?
I'm backing towards the pilot seat, yeah.
Cool. You duck out of the way, the beam of golden light smashes into like the windscreen, and you see a big crack spread across it.
Space windscreen.
Mixie, you wish to determine exactly what an NPC wants right now.
Yes, I do.
How does this work?
Was it we can do that?
If you take advantage, roll another d6 and use the highest dice. Say make a daring roll with 2 dice to determine what the NPC wants.
7.
Okay. Right now, he wants to kill you all.
How to sell him that?
Can I find where the chandelier is?
Oh, peril.
Yes, you can. L'Oreal is still dying.
I think he wants to kill us all.
Don't worry, there's a space chandelier somewhere.
Shit.
Roll a daring roll with 2 dice. L'Oreal, none of them are helping you. Do you want to lose a touchstone to save your life here?
What have I
A 6 and a 3.
You remember that in the storage compartment directly below where Zen is standing is a chandelier that you stole in one of your, traded legally in one of your...
A load of swans.
Space raids. It's the same room that keeps the swans. And you also remember that there is an eject button on the dashboard near where you are.
Ejecting.
The good news, everyone, is that there is a chandelier on my ship. The bad news is that it cannot be used in a cinematic manner as it is below Zen.
So L'Oreal.
Looks like I'm losing Sinestra Death Wine.
Oof. For the record, if you lose Sinestra Death Wine, everyone loses Sinestra Death Wine.
She's the best snog we've ever had.
Because all 3 of you rolled and share her.
Good times.
Oh, what about good? Black spot on our lives. Okay, I'll lose Audacious Fandango, a highway person.
Audacious Fandango, galactic mountebank and interstellar highway person.
It's apparently no longer going to feature on this show.
Well,
I did an advert for him. It was very cool.
The first thing Simon sees as he sits up is the button that will eject the chandelier compartment. The second thing he sees is sat with his feet up in the co-pilot's seat, still asleep, is Audacious Fandango with his cowboy hat pulled over his head and his poncho sort of wrapped over him like a blanket. And as you stumble past him, he's awoken, and he's
the audacity.
What voice is this, Manga? This is. Oh, hey there, Simon. It's really good to see you.
Wow. Oh, my friend. Oh, I'm in so much peril. Oh.
What is that noise that I hear?
Bullets and blood.
I never thought I'd be happy to see you.
L'Oreal, is that you? I'm always happy to see you, Mr. Simon.
I never thought I'd be happy to see you, and I'm still correct to this day.
Audacious Fandango leaps up and dashes over to L'Oreal's side and goes, "My friend, my greatest friend, you have been hurt. What is this woman? She has done this to you. I know how to heal you. It is like a snake bite. I will suck out the bullets." And
I've got to.
Audacious Fandango slaps his lips to your stomach and begins to suck the bullet wound out of you.
It's so good. He's such a good kisser.
You do this so well. Like all moonlit nights under the space stars.
Zen stands there like really uncomfortable. Like,
what's happening?
Do not interfere. This is our moment.
Is this normal on your ship?
Yeah, unfortunately.
If I'm normal.
L'Oreal, you feel your wounds, they're not healed, but with his incredibly dexterous tongue, he's actually stitching them up.
Oh, the memories we have of that tongue.
And then he cradles you in his arms, looks down at you, pushes his cowboy hat back up a little bit and goes, "That was, I hope that was as good for me as it was for you. Wait, no. I believe I have sucked out quite a lot of your stomach acid with that.
Oh, God.
And it is now time to go."
You just killed him. You just killed Fandango.
He pulls his face close to you and goes, "Bon anniversaire."
We would always have space powers.
Well, you could take his cool hat.
Audacious, no.
Zen is like,
I mean, we might just go.
As he says that, I go, "Chandelier, hardly knew her."
Fuck, I was going to make an offer.
Make a vicious roll, just for the hell of it. 5. You slam down.
Oh, sorry, no, that's a 6.
6. You slam down on the eject button, and at the very last minute, remember that when you were fixing this ship, one of the things you couldn't get quite right was that you installed the eject backwards, and a chandelier just shoots out of the ground and slams down into the ceiling.
But what about all the swans?
Release in a cascade of swans who all flutter around the woman and just beat the shit out of her. Are deadly.
Yes, fly, my pretties, fly.
They're both real dead, and all the swans look at you, Mixie, and go,
"Yes, fly, my pretties, fly."
Our storage
make a
categories
handsome roll, L'Oreal.
Our storage categories are very unusual.
What is my handsome?
We do transport anything.
L'Oreal successfully convinces the swans to attack Mixie, and the five angry swans fly towards you, really flapping, ready to just break your arms with the sweep of their wings.
Like we practiced.
So hang on. So what happened to Zen?
My darling.
Zen is pinned basically by the crotch to a chandelier that's stuck into the ceiling.
Okay, good.
He's not quite dead, but he's bleeding out. His
Okay.
blood,
okay.
blood is also gold.
I take.
Yeah, but you didn't expect us to have a chandelier and swan compartments then.
No. To be perfectly honest, this is not something I foresaw.
His head like knocks against one of the chandelier bulbs.
I'm coming home.
I.
The light.
Jesus. You can always trust the chandelier.
I'm talking down my swans. No, my darlings. No. Remember, Mummy feeds you. Mummy looks after you. I groom your feathers.
Whereas she encages and traps you and never
make a
gives you freedom of flight.
Make a handsome roll.
8.
8. The swans flap around you, but eventually, once you sort of get out one of your seed pouches that you keep secreted about yourself, you realise that they probably don't really like seed. That's not what swans eat. But it's all they've had for quite a long time, so they've got used to it. And they begin to calm down and begin to eat the seeds.
It is good birds.
Thank God these are earth swans.
And Clarabelle, Galarian goes, what's the difference?
Well, space swans are, at most, 100 times more deadly.
Much more aggressive. It's dealing with the vacuum. It fucks up their feathers.
Galarian sort of trots over to you.
Let's next try.
He looks
I'm
up.
going to try and sneak away from Mixie.
Okay.
But my plan of attack didn't work. Of revenge of the swans.
Galarian looks up at Zen and is like, it looks like you'd all got off on the wrong hoof.
I'm so glad that if that was a pun, I missed it. My internet just lagged.
It's all right. We'll tell him to rein it in.
Very good.
And, I'm so happy for my internet. I'm missing all these puns.
Was then the main event?
Are any of his minions still alive?
No. One man was burned to death by a Molotov. Zen is dying.
The other's beaten up by a swan.
Yeah, the other was killed by swans.
There's a common way to go.
So we have a bit of a situation. I mean, we finally put the chandelier up.
Yes, it's beautiful. We've been waiting all. Yeah,
but it's sort of in the doorway with a brooch attached to it.
It looks quite nice with a smouldering fire. It's actually quite illuminating.
Shall we get him down? And
I'm just going to shoot.
The ship is beginning to fill up with smoke from the Molotov.
Okay. Well, Captain, shall we get him down and I'll put a bolt? Because if there's one thing I've learned, shooting people is just like shooting animals. I can put a bolt through his head and we'll be out back to the funeral.
Of course. Do I have? I'd like to. Do I have anything large and bladed in the ship?
Yes.
Okay. I have a large bladed object. We can use that just to dismember him and fire him into space.
No, Captain, we're not firing him into space.
Or we just take the head and we fire the body into space.
No, let's just take the body. We'll drag it over to the funeral and we go, look, here he is. Can we have the will now, please? We'll split it 3 ways. 2.
And then we can remove his head after we've done that.
Yes, if
just
you
for
want,
fun.
Captain.
Just
Did I catch that?
Yes, Captain.
I did, yeah.
Yes.
Safety.
You're a strange man, aren't you?
I don't get out the office much. You know how it is, dismembering people.
Alex, did I catch that little thing Mixie said about 2 if L'Oreal's not here?
What?
Did I catch that?
Oh.
No, I said we'll split it 3 ways. Definitely 3.
I'll say.
I'm not talking to you.
Yeah, I'll say yes. You did.
Okay.
In a flourish of coolness, I fire at the sprinklers on the ship to activate them, and I fire at the chandelier, knocking it down from the ceiling.
And I put a bolt through his head.
I just go ding ding and do both, possibly, potentially.
Make a vicious roll, both of you.
The light dances.
Yes.
I mean, he's just lying there unconscious. It's not like shooting a cow.
10.
Yeah. Simon just whips off 2 shots, one to hit the sprinklers, which come on, immediately soaking all of you and ruining Mixie's fur. And one to hit the chandelier, which knocks it down. And then Mixie, you want to shoot him in the head?
Yes, but I got a 2, so I guess the rain put me off my shot.
I mean, you do shoot him in the head, but most of his head is gone.
Well, the boots were
Careful, we
signature,
need
weren't
to know
they?
it's... Yes, that's true, actually.
We could ask Clara
It's space.
to come in.
It's sci-fi. We can. They probably have very good technology for identifying people.
We could get Clarabelle to do it when she's back here.
Yeah, you notice that like the exploded head chunks are also gold. He appears to be gold like all the way through.
I mean, that's got to be an identifying feature, if nothing else, right?
I'm pretty sure that must be a planet of people like that.
We do have the boots to identify him. Everyone knew him from the campaign for the boots.
Do we have a bag to put him in to take him to the funeral? Coffin, maybe that would be appropriate.
I think we have some archive sacks, probably from your.
Do you think it's like butterscotch? Should I just eat a little piece?
Captain! Oh dear! Oh, he's doing it again.
You eat a little bit of his. You eat a little bit of his gold flesh.
Yeah.
L'Oreal, he's eating people again.
When it comes to moments like this, I prefer not to watch.
Oh.
He tastes quite good.
Lest it be me.
Is it tasty?
Oh, that's delicious.
Tastes a little bit like sponge cake.
Oh, you should try some of this. It's delicious.
No,
I don't eat meat.
You? You don't eat meat.
And then L'Oreal and Mixie, you both notice that Simon's mouth is beginning to turn gold.
Where did you say these sacks were, L'Oreal?
I think in the filing cabinets, just get these just really strong plastic archive sacks and just scoop them in.
I have maybe half a cake of sponge of Zen sponge.
Okay.
I have I fill my stomach up, and then I stand up and I'm like, well, that was weird, but yum.
By the time Mixie and L'Oreal come back with the sacks, Simon appears to have eaten quite a bit of Zen's exploded head, and most of his face is turning gold.
Captain, maybe you can eat him after we turn him into the funeral, and also
I've had my fill.
Okay, good, because you're turning gold.
Stuffed your face.
Right, I'm just gonna nip to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay.
And then we can go and get this will.
How is the window, the space windscreen looking?
It's cracked, but it's currently holding.
Okay.
Like our sanity. Good.
You pop to the bathroom, Simon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As I walk off, you just hear smashing tets and cashing checks.
We could take the body now and split this 2 ways instead of 3 ways.
Yes.
And then we could just get a ship and get out of here.
I mean, I think I do have a ship. I've got the...
As you say that, the ship just goes like the SS Horizon Accounting Solutions.
Yes, ship like you.
I've got a star skimmer. What's a star skimmer?
It's like
stars.
It's like a much smaller craft for a few people. But I'm gonna say it's sort of like the size of what like the Guardians of the Galaxy roam around in.
Oh, that's... Where is that?
It's in the docking bay of your ship.
Oh wow, we have a much bigger ship than I thought. That's perfect. Okay.
We could just go and... Well, I mean, we could get a different ship. Well, either way, shall we just take the body to the funeral? I mean, they might still be eating all the little sandwiches afterwards. They might still be having the little chat. They might still be there.
They maybe still be trapped around the door.
We did a whole advertising campaign and they were still trapped in there.
It was live streamed. It was very quick to put together.
How long has it been?
I'll do with
okay, so we'll quickly, Simon,
yes.
You enter the bathroom and look in the mirror, and your face is indeed turning gold, and you also can no longer feel it.
Okay.
I'm going to say add a peril.
Oh, shit. I thought maybe it would be like a positive thing.
Since when is turning into a metal positive?
Depends how it's charged.
Aha! Wonderful.
How ionic.
Yeah.
So it's been you've been in the bathroom looking at your gold face for a while, Simon.
Yeah, and us to get the body.
Does it feel solid?
No, but you can't feel it.
So it's malleable but not ductile.
Yeah.
The peril signifies danger. I see.
I'll carry the body in.
So, shove it in the sack.
I walk out and
I shove the body in the sack and we're leaving.
I'm walking out of the bathroom. I am indeed gold.
As you walk out, you see L'Oreal and Mixie dragging the body in a sack out the door.
Oh, good idea.
Yes, hurry up, Captain.
Let's go.
Cool.
I wonder if I taste like sponge cake.
You can always try, Captain. Always try.
So you heading back over to the chapel?
We are indeed.
Space chapel. Okay, I'm seeing. We're right back at the space chapel. The doors are open, and the thing you pushed in front of it has been shoved out of the way.
Right, it was the perfect plan.
Oh, this is still got Still got a plan. Yeah, are the people still in the space chapel?
Make a daring roll.
Oh, that's not my good one. 1.
I won't add peril for that because it's not a dangerous thing.
But Mixie's not terrified
of
chapels.
Have you been part of royalty?
You can't tell. You can't tell.
I say we just take him in. We didn't stay for long enough to find out who to contact, which in hindsight was probably a mistake, but we could always ask the funeral directors or something. I don't know. They probably have something on their file.
Who was it?
I reckon they're having a party after this.
Let's go in.
What was that, L'Oreal?
Who announced the whole kill
Zen thing?
Then
Effin and Jeffin, the butlers.
I would like to take Effin or Jeffin, or maybe both.
Well, are they all still there?
Maybe we should go to Effin and Jeffin because they announced it. Maybe they would know where to go.
Are they all still there?
Looking through the open doors, you can see that Effin and Jeffin are just sort of sat by the casket.
Okay.
The glass coffin.
The glasket.
They appear to be playing slaps.
Oh.
Cockstopher Gibless is also still sat there, sadly, with his shock of bright red hair.
Just holding a. Is the bag like slowly turning gold, like golden blood or something?
No.
Okay.
The bag seems fine. So you walk into the chapel.
Yes.
Excuse me, Finn and Jeff. We have a body.
As you walk in, the door slams shut behind you.
Okay.
Well, it looks like you might have done our work for us. Nice of you. And you recognise the voice, especially you, Mixie, as Captain Marietta Gale of the Star Swan. and you see that sort of in the corners of the room where you couldn't see as you were looking through the door, she and the rest of her crew are just waiting to ambush you.
Right.
Now, Marinetta, we brought him in. It's our corpse, but we win.
Huzzah!
If you can defend him. And she pulls like a really long pistol that kind of also looks a little bit like one of those long smoking cigarette holders, and cocks her sort of French bonnet that she's got on, and stood next to her is a large man with a sort of Mussolini moustache, sort of like Mediterranean sort of looking skin, close cropped hair. He's doing that thing where he's like putting his fists behind his biceps to make his guns look bigger.
Yeah.
On the other side is a small, wiry-looking woman who is very pale and very blonde, but white blonde, if you know what I mean, like super pale blonde. And she looks kind of small and compact, like she'd pack a lot of punch behind her fists. And there's another man next to her who is a tall man with dark skin. He's quite slender but like athletic, and he's wearing like a bowler hat pulled down low.
I'll give you a discount on your next lot of snow hounds if you wish.
I'd like to trigger a friendly NPC. I'd like my brother, conveniently my brother.
He's walking past.
My mercenary brother Diamond is in the room waiting to ambush them. because he'd heard that we had the body.
So as Marietta trains her pistol on you specifically, Nixie, from one of the pews, you just hear, "I don't think that's going to fly." And sitting up is Diamond Roberts, who looks very similar to Simon Roberts, but if Simon Roberts had been like left out in the Australian desert for a couple of weeks. Like,
yeah, that's good.
And he just, fuck it, I said Australia now. He pulls out a robot boomerang and throws it, and it just slices the end off Marietta's pistol and comes back to his hand.
Diamond's very good with death boomerangs.
Can I walk closer towards him with the bag and the body, and with my fucking hell, this is so dumb. With my last remaining item, can I pull like a really like old-timey looking revolver and just like that? And
yes.
Yeah. And
does
anyone know me well from my antics back in my younger days of rebellion for animals?
Roll handsome.
Okay. I'm mostly asking about these two as well, because they would know what this is. I think.
Okay.
It's I got a 7.
I mean, I'd have encountered you because you'd always tried to block my trading.
You know, this is not a real revolver. It is a gun. When you pull the trigger, a flag.
Oh no!
It doesn't say bang. It has my anti-fur logo, which is a fox with a cross through it.
Okay.
And I'm just pointing at them.
I also get out, in that case, my bolt gun, which also isn't really a gun, but they don't know that.
Bolt gun. So, literally just put them down.
Yeah.
So, with your 7 there, I'd say you're prolific enough in your activities that you have crossed paths with the man with the moustache before, whose name is Byford Tyndall. And he looks at you and he goes, "Is it all right? I don't think that's a real weapon, is it now? What are you going to be doing with that, L'Oreal?"
Hit him with it.
Would you like to take a chance? What's the name again?
Byford.
Byford. It's been quite a long time. Would you like to take a chance?
He's going to turn you into Dyford.
And
I still have my Molotov.
Diamonds goes, you can't just put die on the front of somebody's name. And
Mum did.
The ship says, from really far away.
It's got insane treble and sub.
Yeah, it just hears everything.
Byford also pulls out a pistol that looks very similar to yours, L'Oreal, and goes, yes, well, I think it looks like we've got ourselves a bit of a standoff here.
I throw my ferret at him.
Remember?
Oh my God.
He is very angry. I just go, Balti, and throw my ferret at him.
Byford, I have my Molotovs. I only have that one, which I threw earlier.
He's currently
Make a vicious roll, Mixie.
Angry ferret. Well, surely it's a roll of a ferret. 5.
You fling a ferret, which hits Byford square in the face, and he goes, "Oh shit!" And his gun goes off, and he goes bang, and a little flag comes out the end.
Were we allies in like animal anti-fur stuff?
Quite possibly. Yes. And he's rolling around on the floor going, get it off, fuck, Marietta, help. And Marietta, God, why is this insufferable woman with their ferrets everywhere? And goes down to help him. But the other two on the other side of the room, one of them makes a rush for you, Mixie. And
I'm ferretless.
The tall dark man makes a rush for you. And the short pale woman is gonna... I'm going to say she's going to go for Diamond, actually.
Okay. He's more hostile.
Yeah.
From Skyline debt collection solutions.
So without a word, like no sound at all, the woman just leaps across the pews and dives down on Diamond, like with a sort of flying fist down. It just cracks him in the face. He goes, "Oh no!" and rolls off, and the two of them disappear into the pews in a scuffle. The tall man, who you would probably know, his name is Irving, comes at you, Mixie, and he says, "So, how do you want to do this? Fists, guns? What's it gonna be?"
I've already got my gun out, big boy. It's pointed at his head.
I did not count on that. What are you going to do with the gun?
I'm going to count to 3. And if you're not out of this space chapel by the time I get to 3, then I'm afraid you're going to be my next stock of leather.
I don't really like how that sounds. Roll handsome.
7.
What was that?
7.
2. Why don't you come with me, baby? We could get away from this place. You've rolled quite handsome. You don't need to hang around with these losers. Marietta's distracted. We could take her ship. We can go.
And what could you offer compared to that will?
Well, you've only got half the will. You ain't got shit unless you find that little boy a spouse. Don't tell me you forgot that, and GM didn't remind you.
No, I believe I wrote it down somewhere.
Maybe I erased it from my memory.
Coxtopher at this point, by the way, is like cowering behind the pews, just like his little eyes.
Yeah.
Effin and Jeffin are still playing slaps.
Is that woman like gun against? Is that woman? Do I have stuff? Is she just still in front of me? And is she the whole thing?
So one woman is on the floor battering Diamond, and Marietta is trying to pull the ferret off of Byford.
Can I pistol whip with this shitty gun, Marietta?
Roll vicious.
Oh God, my worst one.
We just brought a ferret to a knife fight.
Ooh.
One. You go to pistol whip her. You like stumble as he's rolling around on the floor, and she turns around and just grabs the ferret and slams it into your face. And now there is an angry ferret on you. You gain another peril.
Yeah.
So you're on 1 again now, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who have I got in? Like, what's sensible for Simon to attack right now in this situation?
So, as you're sort of standing in the middle of all this carnage, there's a noise behind you, and you look up to see Diamond being like flung bodily towards you. Make a vicious roll, see if you get out of this.
It's to your left now.
1.
That fly's huge. I can see it.
Diamond slaps into you. You've never been this close since you were in the womb. Do you have any peril currently?
I have 1 peril.
Oh, and that is equal to your peril. He hits you so hard that it's almost like being knocked back to the womb. You are on the floor and just convulsing from severe internal bleeding at the force of your brother hitting you there. What about you, Mixie? What about you, Mixie? You gonna stay with these losers?
I'm gonna look around at the losers, see how well they're kind of doing.
Ow!
Why?
Diamond, why? That's what's happening.
Mixie, get your ferret. So just like.
Yeah, also Mixie, roll vicious for this ferret.
2.
Okay. Also roll vicious, L'Oreal.
I'm trying to like calm. I'm not trying to. I'm not going to attack it.
Okay, you're gonna.
I'm trying to calm it. It's
all right. Roll handsome.
I'm one of its brethren. I am an animal person. Oh, that's a 2.
Ferrets are in a deadlock.
That's still a like. Every time you try and pull the ferret away to be like, now look, calm down. It punches you in the nose with its little ferret fists.
My second best feature.
What are you gonna do, Simon?
What's the situation? What's the situation?
Well, no one seems to be coming to help you, so the only way to survive is to lose one of your touchstones.
Where is my horse right now?
Do you want to lose the horse?
Where is he?
You left him on the ship.
No, I'm gonna have to lose the horse. The other one is all of us. Oh no, hang on, fuck.
Get rid of her, mate.
I'm gonna get rid of the orbital pleasure satellite.
The what?
Prepare to have another stomach-sucking experience.
Simon also owns an orbital pleasure satellite, which is it's a fuck palace, isn't it?
It's quite simple.
I can't think of any other way to interpret that. Which you are cybernetically connected to so that you can feel its embrace at all times. And as you lay dying, in your mind you hear, Master, what's wrong? Why do you seem so down?
Well, to tell you the truth, Diamond turned up and accidentally nearly killed me.
Oh,
also,
that's
I'm
a real
gold.
shame.
I
do like twins.
Says the satellite.
Yeah, the satellite is sentient.
Oh, okay, of course.
Yes.
Ooh.
We all know the old adage.
I know you do. That's why I built you.
Tell me, Master, is there anything I can do to perk you up a little bit?
I don't know. You tell me.
And in your mind, you receive visions of all the wonderful times you've had on your orbital pleasure satellite. all of the strictly vanilla missionary sex that Simon has had.
Oh, of course, it's the captain.
with robots who have money for faces.
Oh yes, turn the lights off.
all of the times people have fiddled with his decimal point, and you feel a great swell in your heart and other parts, and you surge back to life, and you hear, "And that's the best I can do, but it took all of my power. I'm no longer coming. I'm going."
Smart prick.
And the orbital pleasure satellite fades from your mind, and you're back to zero peril and revived.
I think I look at Diamond. I look at Diamond, and I'm like, Diamond, I think we just lost Skyfuck.
Oh
No.
Not Skyfuck.
I think we lost Skyfuck. I think it's just gone.
Skyfuck is down.
The orbital revive function has just been used. So.
It's gone down.
But
I had my AI of Fandango up there.
but Mother built us that.
Yes, well, she also installed the Mojo Jojo revive function. So
you mean you've got your mojo back?
I have, yes.
Do behave.
In that case.
Stop it, you. Carry on.
Now you've been obeyed, Randy. In that case, I see that the captain is back on his feet. I was going,
My gold still.
Yes.
Okay.
but
I'm healthy.
But just in case you can't count, I've just got to 3. And I shoot him through the head with my Balkan.
Roll vicious.
Yeah.
Oh my god, please be 1.
Oh my god.
Well, I just shoot myself.
I just
5.
Okay.
You go. You raise so you say that, and he goes, "Is that more or less than 2?"
Boof.
And then his head just explodes, showering you in gore, raining down upon Simon and Diamond, as they kneel, mourning the loss of Skyfuck. L'Oreal, what are you doing with this ferret?
Kind of within just a stare down, since we rolled exactly the same number. We're just kind of locked eyes.
You could just tell me you have it.
Bleeding nose, just like, I'm trying to earn his trust. I'm just holding it.
Roll handsome for me again.
It's gonna fuck
1.
the ferret.
And I'm now in peril.
Oh, okay. The ferret leaps onto you and begins to claw its way into your mouth and down your throat.
I hear that distinctive
as you fall to your knees, choking. You realise that Marietta and Byford have now recovered from the ferret, and they turn to you, and they both just get ready to just fucking one-bomb you in the face.
I'm vegan! I'm vegan!
And as this happens,
Go on, Captain.
A lot of that.
I would like to hold my hands out and go, I wonder if I can do the thing.
Roll vicious.
Okay.
All for pure fucking luck.
8.
A beam of light shoots out of your now gold hand. And who are you aiming for?
Who's swinging? Are they both swinging?
Both of them.
I'll go for Byford.
Okay. Beam of light and just hits Byford in the chest and just punches a hole straight through his chest. He goes, "Oh shit, son, that's really just not cricket."
Wow.
Down.
But in that time, Marietta has punched L'Oreal in the face, and like in the mouth though, so it's pushing the ferret even further into your throat, and you are dying.
Okay.
I'm going to run over to L'Oreal and grab Balti.
Okay.
Jesus.
I'm going to say, because it took so long, even though you can grab the ferret and pull it out, but the inside of your throat is so clawed up that you're going to need to drop another touchstone here to survive.
Yeah. I've lost my Fandango boy.
Oh.
My babe. I'm going to lose Sinestra. We're going to lose Sinestra.
We're going to lose Sinestra.
So Sinestra has gone for all of you.
Thanks, Pete.
He's like our old boss.
Yeah.
So as you're choking there, the door, only one of the double doors is open. The other door boots off its hinge. The door itself flies across the room and smashes into the blonde woman as she was getting up, and she's just pasted by a door.
That's an entrance right there.
Yeah. Sinestra walks in, her rakish red hat, a black and red leather coat flowing out behind her, pulls out her rapier, and just without a word goes straight across Marietta's throat. Marietta falls to her knees, and Sinestra drops her veil and looks down at you, L'Oreal, and you see her pale, beautiful face. She's like mid to late 40s, sort of a few wrinkles at the sides of her eyes that only make her more dramatic. She leans down to you, takes your hand, pulls you up
Blood's pouring
into
out
an embrace, and kisses your bloody mouth. It does say she's an excellent kisser. And the passion of her kiss is so intense that it heals the wounds in your mouth. And then she pushes you away, looks at the other two of you as well. You've all had romantic entanglements with her. And she says, "Don't wait for me." And you see that as you see blood that is not yours begin to trickle from her mouth, and you realize that although she managed to cut Marietta's throat as she kissed you, Marietta managed to put a stiletto dagger in her back. And Sinestra drops to one knee. I always thought I'd rule the world with one of you. But I guess you're going to have to do it without me.
In her last moment, I just say, "Sorry, I'm gay."
She goes, "I know, baby. I know."
She died as she lived. A freak.
Don't say that.
Not in that sense. No, not in the...
In a
Five
sex
legs
way.
sense.
Just in the...
Meant it in a sex way.
Yes.
Everything with Sinestra was in a sex way.
That was the magical thing about it.
I have no tongue. My tongue's gone.
Isn't that right, Diamond? And Diamond's like, "Oh, that's right."
Too.
She goes, "She was no skyfuck, though."
Don't make them like they used to.
Your tongue has been healed by the power of a kiss.
Yay!
The snog.
I was excited to try that.
I mean, you can try it if you want. Nothing's stopping you.
Yeah, I want my tongue.
I'm staring down at dead Sinestra. I'm like, cut me up a slice of that.
Oh, that. We got a whole will.
And at this point, you see that Effin and Jeffin have stopped their slaps. And, "Does this mean that you brought us something?"
In the sack. Yes. We found the warlord Zen.
Oh, good. Well, that's half the job.
You find Simon just tucking into the bag. He's like, just...
No, I've had what I need.
That's awful.
I'm Zen. I'm the new Zen.
As you just sort of, do you open the bag to show them that you've got Zen?
I mean, we've just handed over the bag, shall we?
Okay,
We
hand
just
the bag in.
slop it out onto the floor.
One of them looks at it. Most of his head is missing.
I frame Simon's. He's now part of him. No, I'll follow him. Wait.
Yes, exactly. That makes sense.
Oh,
I make my hand glow like a threat, and I'm like, the agreement was to kill him. Is that correct?
That was part of it, yes.
There was no small print.
No.
I should know. So this should suffice. Is that correct? Is correct in saying that? Yes.
They sort of poke around at his face to make sure that it's him, the remains of it. And then they look at the boots. Oh, yes. He would never give the boots to anyone. He would die first.
Excellent.
And at this point, the little ginger cockstopper is, "Where's my spouse? I was promised a wealthy spouse."
Wealthy. Ooh,
yeah.
Okay. I mean, young master.
Diamond, you're quite rich, aren't you?
Yes.
What do you reckon?
You want me to marry this ginger child? Well, he's 16. He is legal in England.
It is a financially beneficial thing to do.
Yeah,
remember what Mum taught us.
What's wrong with him?
Why are you hung?
You're hung?
Ferret.
I don't need to know that.
He's got ferret tongue.
Yeah.
There's like a bit of my tongue just hanging from the ferret's mouth.
Naughty.
How is it financially beneficial to me?
What?
Good question. Good question.
Because it seems to me that if the agreement is for him to marry someone wealthy, he would be sharing my wealth, not the other way around.
But your wealth would be substantially higher because we'd also have part of the will.
Does that mean you're going to cut me in for a quarter?
If you marry the brat, yes.
Excellent. A solid 30%.
Quarter?
That's a space quarter.
Why him?
Why he does what?
Leave the accounting to me, Diamond.
Yes.
Or if I've got to suffer this brat, I'm not a brat!
He's a brat.
Whichever way it's meant to be.
Two holes.
What are you talking about, Diamond? And I go behind and I just sort of like gesture. I'm like, hey, it's a beautiful ginger boy.
I'm not ginger! I'm strawberry blonde!
20%.
20%.
That's not what I said.
Are you a whore?
Who's a whore?
He didn't call you a whore, don't worry.
He waves his space boomerang at you. He goes, I'm deadly with this, you know.
You're also outnumbered with it, so come on. You're getting a better deal here.
I saved your life, and now I'm helping you by marrying this irritating twat. I don't want to be spoken to like that! Shut up.
And getting money for it.
Can I find an airlock or a window in a useful location underneath him, the child?
I'm going to say roll daring to see if you can find it.
It's not far off what I was going to do. Well, I was more of a long con.
3.
You can see an airlock. It's not directly underneath him. It's where the coffin is.
Right.
What's the name of the person we're trying to convince again? I've lost it.
Cockstopher Gibless. There's the kid.
And who's the person we're trying to get him to marry?
Diamond. Simon's brother.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. I put my arm around the Diamond. Oh, hey, my friend. Oh, if you just marry him, and then you And then you maybe have a him in the future with him.
Yeah, honestly, this is really disturbing. I feel like he's going to drop tongue on me.
Just trying to get this
I don't know about that.
this raggedy Mad Max Simon to fucking marry this child.
No, yeah. But then maybe
He's not a
actually,
child, he's a legal adult in that sense.
maybe he heard accident.
Yes, I think you have had an accident.
No, he
No, Diamond.
Hooter.
You'll be rich, we'll be rich, and the kid will be around for a certain time.
Can everybody stop talking about me like that?
Oh my God.
This is my stepdad what died!
Yes,
I shoot him with my revolver in the head.
Okay. What, your revolver that isn't really a revolver?
His is,
No,
it's just
mine
for
is.
yours.
Oh, that was yours. Roll vicious.
Sid Vicious.
3.
It's not very vicious.
You shoot his ear off.
That was a warning shot. Definitely a warning shot.
Oh my God! You're a psychopath! I thought you were an accountant!
Well, he is an accountant.
You're a high hump.
You have to be many things to get by in this space world.
He lifts up his ear and goes, well, how do you account for this?
Do you want me to actually count
he chucks
that?
his ear at you.
Right, well, I can do that, but there is a fee. I'm not just going to do accounting for free.
This shot off ear just bounces off your forehead.
It's 100 space dollars an hour.
Diamond.
One of the butlers goes, yeah, the condition was to find him a spouse, not to kill him.
We found him a spouse. Diamond, darling.
Jeff and F, is it?
Effin and Jeffin, thank you.
Tell me he doesn't require the occasional lesson, aka warning shot.
Oh yes, I mean, he is a little twat.
His missing ear shall be a declaration of his learning of the world.
I hold a sign. I write on a piece of paper that I now have for Diamond, and I just say, it just says, marry, then accident.
Maybe. Everybody roll handsome because you're all trying to persuade people to do things here.
9.
Nice.
6.
I think that's pretty damn persuasive.
Marry
this frog.
I'm going to say, because of the fact that you're dribbling tongue all over him, L'Oreal.
Disadvantage.
Even though that was a 6, he doesn't look too convinced.
Okay.
But with everybody else sort of joining in and cajoling him, he eventually goes,
It's not that bad.
If you cut me the space quarter, I'll do it.
Oh, the space quarter is 20%.
You can always kill him afterwards.
What?
You don't want to lose both your ears.
Space quarter.
We've got a deal, L'Oreal. Quiet.
Well, I tell you what, L'Oreal.
Who runs this chapel? Get them married now.
He looks at you, L'Oreal. He goes, tell you what, L'Oreal, this better be worth it.
Wait the hell of a high horse or what?
That was a good one.
Worth it.
Diamond.
Good what?
You'll get your money, don't worry.
Okay, here's the spouse. There's the body.
I just rip out that page, put it in his top pocket, which says "marry then accident?" ? And I pass it on his chest, and then I'll leave.
Cockstuffer's just looking at Diamond like, are you rich though?
Yes, very wealthy.
Because I am accustomed to being kept in a certain manner. Well, what are you bringing to the table?
Speaking of, Messrs. Effin and Jeffin, I believe we are owed what we are owed.
I go up to Diamond and I'm like, don't worry. I will arrange for an accident during your honeymoon.
We need have accidents, Pink.
Effin or Jeffin goes, well, yes, I think the terms have been adequately fulfilled. Nobody else has returned with Zen. Presumably, they haven't seen your ad campaign yet. That was quite good, but quite pixelated. Why was that?
Oh, accident. It's space definition. You know how it is. These satellites go down all the time.
You'd think that in the 29th century you'd be able to, overcome these technical issues.
You would.
Will you try and broadcast?
It was in space definition. We're in space, are we not?
Yes.
Space defines us.
Yes, Captain.
I'm just in a corner rambling with just a blood and dribble and maybe bits of tongue coming out my mouth and like cussing about that.
The ferret is watching you.
Don't you watch him, he's fine.
Well, then I suppose we can give to you what you will receive. And they reach inside into the glass coffin, into Balthazar Germain's inside pocket, and they pull out a piece of paper and he goes, he is a space pirate. Obviously, he buried his space treasure. This is a space map so that you can go and space find it.
God damn it, Captain.
Hands the map to you, Simon. And with that, I think we shall end part one and probably final of Beautiful Space Pirates at the Galaxy's Most Dangerous Funeral.
You mean we're not going to go find the treasure in part two sometime next year?
Maybe another day.
Hey, there could be a second wave.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
Ah.
I have no idea really what happened in that. Defeated a warlord made of gold with a chandelier ejection and swans after luring him with an ad campaign. And then
we got copyright claimed.
Convinced a Mad Max accountant to marry a 16-year-old earless ginger boy.
And then probably murder him by accident.
And then probably murder him.
Still got tigers, so it's fine.
Now time for a treasure hunt.
All gone.
Time for a treasure hunt. Bring on the sequel.
On board the SS Horizon Accounting Solutions.
So if we continue this, I have to continue this now with no tongue.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, a robot prosthetic.
I'll get a robot tongue.
Yeah.
Oh, just all the features.
Oh, right then.
Right. Well done, guys. That was definitely a thing that we've just done.
So
I had fun. I hope everyone else did as well.
And we'll catch you soon.
I hope everyone at home watching this enjoyed it. If it actually succeeded and we've managed to record it and get it all together properly, which hopefully we will. Because
bonus points.
You won't be watching it if we haven't.
Bonus points to anyone in the comments who's able to translate what I say.
Yeah, bonus points to anyone who goes through this and translates Joe's gibberish for us.
How would you have done this? Because I bet it wasn't an ad campaign.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us for this one. Hopefully we'll have a few more crazy one-shots like this for you all with Aaron and Amy and Dan as well. And until next time, keep rolling.